Zara Blaze thought her BBL would make her trend when she went live with her fans on TikTok. But that single moment, watched by thousands, became the night her secret broke the internet. Because right before their eyes, her body, the same backside that was her pride, failed her. And what followed next left everyone screaming in horror. Before the spotlight, before the fame, before the filters, there was just Zara. A young woman with big dreams, a cracked phone, and an unshakable belief that she could make people smile. Her TikTok videos weren't fancy, just pure energy. She'd dance in her small living room, lip-sync to trending audios, or do funny skits about everyday life. There was something effortlessly real about her. Her fans loved it. They called her the star girl with superstar energy. Zara was consistent. Rain or shine, heartbreak or joy, she kept posting. Her energy drew people in because she didn't just show a lifestyle, she showed heart. In her captions, she'd write things like, "Keep pushing. Even small wins count." She made people believe in themselves, and that authenticity became her brand. One afternoon, her phone buzzed with an email from a small skincare company. They wanted her to post a review video, and they would pay. When Zara saw the message, she screamed so loud her neighbor banged the wall. She jumped, spun, and laughed. "Mama, they're paying me. Someone's actually paying me to post videos." Her mother laughed on the phone, half crying from joy. "Keep working hard, my daughter. The world will know your name." And she was right. Because not long after, Zara's name started to spread. Her followers grew, her DMs filled with brand requests, her posts began to get thousands of likes. She was becoming that girl, the rising influencer with natural beauty, soft charm, and the kind of confidence that drew people in. But fame always comes with comparison. Zara's closest friend Tonya was also an influencer. They had started together, best friends with one ring light and one shared dream. They made fun TikTok duets, filmed skincare routines together, and supported each other like sisters. Zara used to joke, "If we ever blow, we'll buy matching cars." Tonya would laugh and say, "No wahala, twins in fame." Their bond was enviable, until one day Tonya changed. She traveled abroad for what she called a brand collaboration. When she came back, she looked different. Her waist was slimmer, her hips fuller, her confidence louder. Her first post broke the internet. "Soft life looks better when your body matches your energy." Within hours, the comments exploded. "Tonya's body is bodying." "Omo, who is her doctor?" "She's now body goals." Her followers tripled overnight. She started landing luxury brand deals. She became the new face of perfection. Even Zara, who had once been called the relatable queen, started to feel invisible beside her friend. They still talked. They still filmed occasionally. But something between them had shifted. Zara could sense the quiet pride in Tonya's tone, the way she lingered when people complimented her shape, the way her laughter carried that new kind of superiority. And though Zara smiled in public, she often stared at her mirror at night, whispering to herself, "Maybe I'm not enough anymore." She tried to fight that thought, tried to stay grounded in gratitude. But each time Tonya posted another viral dance, another brand deal, another perfect photo, the weight of comparison pressed harder on her chest. She still clapped for her friend, but her heart clapped slower each time. Until one fateful day, the unthinkable happened. That week, Zara decided to reconnect with her fans through a TikTok live session. It had been a while since she went live, and she wanted to remind everyone that her charm didn't need a BBL or designer clothes. The night came. Her ring light glowed softly, bouncing against the pastel walls of her room. Her small speaker played a trending song in the background as she began. "Hey guys, how's everyone doing tonight?" she said cheerfully. Her comment section lit up instantly. "Queen Zara is back. We missed your energy. Give us one small dance, please. Zara laughed, warm and genuine, as hearts floated across the screen. Her smile was bright, her eyes alive. For the first time in weeks, she felt like herself again, confident, adored, and seen. She danced playfully to a beat, made a few jokes, and answered random fan questions. When one fan wrote, "Zara, what's your skincare secret?" she giggled and said, "Sleep and stress. But please don't copy me." Everyone in the comments laughed. It was light. It was fun. It was her again, until a new request popped up on the screen. That single new request shattered everything. It was her friend, Tonya. She wanted to join the live. The comments went wild. Tonya and Zara reunion? The duo is back. Let's go! Zara hesitated for a second, then smiled politely. Why not? She said softly, and accepted the request. Within seconds, Tonya appeared on the screen, glowing. Her makeup was flawless, her long wig perfectly styled, and her new curves made her outfit look like it was made just for her. Hey, girl, Tonya said, waving excitedly. Zara smiled back, trying to keep things light. It's been ages, Tonya. Where have you been hiding? The fans flooded the chat. Oh my God, they look so different now. Tonya's glow-up is mad. Zara, you need to step up. Tonya giggled and tilted her head. Zara, you're still like this? She said with a mocking smile. You don't want to add something to that, your flat backside? Come on, upgrade yourself, girl. Girls like me now have shape with class, and these brands, they like shape. The words slipped out casually, but they hit deep. For a split second, Zara's smile froze. The comments went crazier. Fans started mocking Zara. Tonya will not kill us. Before and after. Zara's still rocking the old model. Tonya kept laughing cruelly. Zara forced a smile. Her chest tightened. She looked at her fans, then at Tonya, and forced another chuckle. But her hands were trembling beneath the camera. Her throat felt dry. And in that moment, she pretended her network had frozen. Oh, guys, network is bad, she muttered, and quickly ended the live. The silence that followed was heavier than she could bear. She sat there for minutes, staring at the dark screen of her phone. The same screen that once gave her joy now showed a reflection she could hardly look at. She refreshed her app. The comments were still pouring in. Tonya's body is goals. Zara isn't adorable anymore. I'm unfollowing Zara and following Queen Tonya right away. Her throat tightened. She dropped her phone and sat on the cold floor. The laughter she faked online melted into quiet sobs that shook her shoulders. She cried, not just because of the insults, but because deep down she had started believing them. She looked around her luxurious apartment, the same one where she had built her dream, and it suddenly felt small, empty, almost mocking. Her thoughts raced faster than her heartbeat. Was she really losing relevance? Were her looks too plain now? Had the world moved past natural beauty? Tonya's humiliation and the insults from her very own fans replayed in her mind like a broken record. Those words kept her awake till morning. By sunrise, Zara stood before her mirror. Her eyes were swollen, her hair messy, her reflection tired. She touched her waist, her hips, her face. Then she whispered slowly, bitterly, "If that's what it takes to stay relevant, then so be it." She didn't know yet what that decision would cost her. But it was the moment everything changed, because from that day on, Zara Blaze was no longer competing for likes. She was unknowingly preparing for something no one saw coming, not even herself. The morning after that humiliating live stream, she didn't leave her bed. Her curtains stayed closed, her phone buzzed endlessly, and she ignored it all. The laughter from that night still echoed in her mind. She could almost hear the comments replaying, the insults, the comparisons. Each one chipped away at what little confidence she had left. Her once bright spirit was now dimmed by one poisonous thought. Maybe it's time I show them what I'm really capable of. That afternoon, she sat on the edge of her bed, staring at her phone. She searched online for something she had never considered before. BBL surgery clinics. Best results. She scrolled through dozens of before and after pictures. Perfect curves, flat stomachs, smooth skin. Each photo felt like a promise, a shortcut to love, fame, and respect. Her fingers trembled as she clicked one ad that read, "Redefine your body, redefine your confidence." The contact page opened. Before she could talk herself out of it, she filled the form and hit send. That was the moment Zara Blaze stopped listening to her heart and started listening to her insecurity. 2 days later, she got a reply. "Hi, Zara. We've reviewed your request. You qualify for our premium cosmetic package. We can book your procedure within 14 days. She stared at the message for minutes, her pulse racing. Her mother had always told her, "Be careful what you wish for." But right now, Zara wasn't thinking about warnings. She was thinking about winning. When her manager called to confirm a scheduled brand shoot, Zara lied. "Oh, I can't make it. I'm flying out for a new brand deal trip." It was half true. She was flying out, just not for the kind of deal anyone expected. The airport felt colder than usual that morning. As she dragged her suitcase through the crowd, her heart thudded hard. She posted a smiling airport selfie with the caption, "New season, new opportunities. Booked and busy." But behind that filter, she was shaking with something no one could see yet. As the plane lifted off the runway, Zara stared through the window, whispering to herself, "This is it. This is what I need to stay on top." She thought she was flying toward success. She didn't know she was flying straight into the unknown. She finally arrived at the hospital. Everything after that moved in a blur. The bright white lights, the cold metal tables, the doctor's calm voice cutting through her fear. "You'll be fine," he said, slipping on his gloves. "Just relax. You'll wake up to your new body." She remembered nodding weakly before the anesthesia pulled her into darkness. The recovery room smelled of antiseptic and cold air. By the time Zara opened her eyes groggily to the sound of machines beeping, her body ached in places she didn't know could hurt. She tried to sit up, but the nurse pressed her shoulder gently. Zara nodded. She couldn't wait to leave the hospital and show the world her new self. She couldn't wait to erase the sting of mockery she'd received from her fans and from her so-called friend. She was ready to silence every voice that ever laughed at her, to prove that she too could become the woman everyone admired. After what felt like ages, she was finally discharged, bandaged, sore, but burning with excitement. When she saw her reflection, her heart jumped. Her hips were rounder, her waist smaller, her body sculpted to perfection. She raised her phone and smiled weakly. The pain was worth it, or so she thought. When she returned home weeks later, she announced her comeback with a single photo. "New season. New body. New me." The likes poured in. The insults stopped. Her DM exploded with heart emojis and brand offers. "You're glowing, queen. Your body is everything. Zara's transformation is unreal." For the first time since that awful live, she felt powerful again. Every like felt like healing. Every compliment erased a scar. But not everyone was clapping. Tonya, her once best friend, stopped calling. No more tags, no more collabs. Just silence. Zara noticed it, but brushed it aside. Maybe she's just jealous, she told herself. But in truth, she didn't realize something deeper had started brewing. Not jealousy, but something she couldn't yet see coming. The weeks that followed were like a dream. Zara's phone never stopped buzzing. Brand deals, event invites, and media requests. She became a symbol of perfect transformation. Everyone wanted to know her secret. Everywhere she went, people stared, whispered, or took pictures. But behind the filters, something darker grew. At night, when the camera lights went off and the noise faded, Zara would lay quietly in bed. Her body hurt constantly. The doctor had warned her, "You must rest for at least 3 months. No heavy movement, no dancing, no pressure." But she didn't listen. "Pain is part of beauty," she told herself. When her assistant suggested she slow down, Zara snapped. "Do you know how much I've spent? I can't slow down now." She pushed herself harder, shooting content, attending events, and wearing tight dresses that made her wince with every step. Still, the world couldn't see her pain. Her fans saw only the glow, the curves, and the confidence. She became addicted, not to the fame, but to the validation. Every comment that said, "You're perfect," was like a drug she couldn't stop taking. Then one afternoon, her fans began spamming her page. "Zara, when next are you going live? Give us a new dance challenge. We miss your energy, queen." Her heart fluttered. It had been months since that humiliating live stream with Tonya. Now she had a new body, a new image, a second chance. She smiled and typed a caption that would later haunt her. "Going live tonight. Let's break the internet again." She looked at herself in the mirror. Her reflection glowed, flawless, sculpted, and powerful. But beneath that surface, her scars ached, and her heart whispered, "Don't do this yet." But she ignored it. To her, pain was just part of beauty, a small price to pay for the fame and validation waiting on the other side. She smiled faintly at her reflection, adjusting her posture. "All they'll see," she whispered, "is perfection." It was a Friday night, the kind that glittered with expectation. Her ring light burned bright in her room. Her hair was freshly done, her makeup perfect, and her new body hugged a fitted jumpsuit that shimmered under the light. Everything had to be flawless. Her assistant moved around, setting up the angles. "Ready?" she asked. Zara took a deep breath, exhaled slowly, and nodded. "Let's make history," she said. The camera went live. Within seconds, the viewer count shot past 60,000. Hearts floated across the screen, fast and endless, and in no time the chat went wild. "She's back! Queen Zara is live! OMG, she looks unreal!" Zara's smile was dazzling. Her voice soft but confident as she greeted everyone. "Hey, lovelies! Missed you all so much. Tonight we're just having fun, okay? Let's dance, let's vibe, let's forget the stress." Music filled the air, a fast Afrobeat rhythm that pulsed through the room. Zara began to move, slow, graceful, and teasing. The comments exploded. "Body of a goddess! Yes, queen! Move it, Zara! Show us what you got!" She turned, smiled, and ran a hand through her hair. Every move felt like validation. Every emoji felt like proof that she had won, that all her pain, the needles, the nights of crying, the whispers of doubt, had all been worth it. She leaned closer to the camera, winked, and whispered, "Told y'all, I'm not done yet." The hearts flooded faster. The song changed. She flipped her hair and turned around to give the fans what they were waiting for, a slow, confident spin. The comments screamed approval. Her confidence rose with every beat. She danced faster now, twisting, twerking, laughing, and flipping her braids. The music got louder, her energy burned brighter, and then, as if it was planned, a single comment slid in like a knife. "Tonya's still finer Shah." Just 4 words, but they landed like thunder. Zara's heart skipped. Her smile faltered for just a second, and in that moment her mind flashed back to that night, the laughter, the mockery, and the humiliation. She blinked fast, forcing a smile again. "No shaking," she whispered under her breath. Determined to prove them wrong, she turned her back to the camera and started dancing harder, twisting, twerking, swaying to the beat with every ounce of energy she had. Her assistant frowned off camera. "Zara, take it easy." But Zara didn't stop. She pushed through the pain, the burning tension she'd been feeling for weeks around her lower back. She wanted the world to see that she had become untouchable, that she could outshine every insult. "They'll never mock me again," she thought, smiling tightly as she moved. Then it happened. That was the moment she felt it. A sharp pain shot through her lower back like lightning. Her breath caught in her throat. Her knees trembled. She tried to steady herself, still moving, pretending it was part of the dance. But the pain grew sharper, hotter, and unbearable. Then a sound, a faint pop, quick, wet, unnatural. Zara froze mid-turn. Her eyes widened. Her hand flew to her waist. The chat went silent for half a second before comments flooded in again. "Is she okay? What's happening?" She stopped moving. "Zara?" her assistant whispered, taking a step forward. Zara's face twisted, from joy to shock to horror. Her jumpsuit darkened near her lower side, a spreading, faint stain. Her BBL had bursted. Her lips parted in a silent scream. And then she fell. The camera caught it all. The panic in her eyes, the tremor in her hands, the way she reached out for balance but found none, and the burst. She dropped to her knees, clutching her stomach. "Zara?" Again, her assistant shouted, rushing to her. The sound of the phone clattering filled the air. The camera fell sideways. The viewers could see flashes of chaos, hear muffled screams, and the heavy breathing of panic. "End the live! End the live!" someone shouted in the background, but the stream didn't end fast enough. Millions of eyes watched as Zara's assistant tried to lift her, her hands covered in something dark. Zara's voice broke through faintly, a short, terrified gasp. "It hurts! Please, stop the camera!" Then the screen went black. At this moment, the internet exploded. Clips of the moment flooded TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Every angle, every reaction, every second of her fall, replayed by millions. What just happened? Did her BBL just burst? It looked like she was bleeding too. Within minutes, hashtags started trending. Hashtag Zara Live Disaster, hashtag BBL Gone Wrong. Influencers posted the videos, gossip blogs uploaded slow-motion replays. News outlets titled it, "The BBL Gone Wrong Night." Those who didn't know the real story began to spin their own. Poisoning, overdose, spiritual attack, even witchcraft. But one thing was certain. The same crowd that once praised her now watched her fall like a movie scene. And somewhere between the fame and the pain, Zara's voice echoed faintly in memory. "Let's break the internet again." And she did, just not the way she expected. Her assistant would later say she could never forget that night. The way Zara's body went limp, the way the air smelled of panic and fear, the way the same ring light that once made her glow now illuminated her downfall. By the time the paramedics arrived, the apartment was in chaos. Neighbors banging on the door downstairs, reporters calling non-stop, comments still rising by the thousands. They carried her out in silence. Cameras flashed, sirens wailed, and the city watched as an online queen became a tragedy in real time. And that live, the one she thought would make her famous, became the very thing that ended everything she worked for. In the hospital, the sound of distant beeping pulled Zara back from the darkness. Her eyelids fluttered, heavy as bricks. When she finally opened them, bright white lights blurred her vision. For a moment, she didn't know where she was. Then the pain hit, deep, throbbing, like fire spreading through her waist. She gasped weakly, trying to move, but her body refused to respond. Doctors moved around her bed, voices overlapped, gloves snapped. A woman in scrubs adjusted Zara's IV and whispered to another nurse, "Keep her pressure stable. She's lucky to be alive. Lucky." The word echoed deep inside her head. A man in a white coat approached, removing his glasses. His expression was calm but heavy, the kind of face that carried bad news gently. "Miss Zara Blaze," he said softly. You had a medical emergency during your live stream. Your body went into shock. We performed an emergency surgery to stop internal bleeding." Her voice cracked as she tried to speak. What happened to me?" The doctor hesitated before answering. "Your BBL implants ruptured. One of them tore into your lower tissue. You were very lucky you made it here on time. We managed to stop the bleeding, but—" He paused. Zara's heart raced. "But what?" she whispered. He sighed, glancing at the chart. "The damage was deep. Some of your tissue was infected. The shape may never return to normal. You'll need months, maybe a year, to heal." Zara froze. The words hit harder than the pain. She turned her head slowly, staring at her covered body. Her chest tightened. The body she had risked everything for, her perfect body, was now bandaged, swollen, and broken. Her throat burned as tears spilled down her cheeks. "So it's all gone?" she whispered. "Everything?" The doctor didn't answer. He simply nodded to the nurse and stepped away. When he left, the silence became unbearable. Machines beeped softly. The air smelled of antiseptic and regret. Her phone, placed on the table beside her, vibrated nonstop. Notifications blinked like small flames. She reached weakly for it, wincing in pain, and saw her name everywhere. Zara Bell Disaster. The Fall of Zara Blaze. Thousands of comments filled her screen. Pity, gossip, and mockery all mixed together. This is what chasing clout causes. BBL gone wrong. She wanted to trend. Now she did. Her tears blurred the screen. She threw the phone aside and turned her face to the wall. She wanted to scream, but her voice was gone. She wanted to disappear, but the world wouldn't let her. Hours later, her phone rang again. She ignored it until the nurse picked it up and said, "It's Tonya calling." Zara blinked. Her stomach twisted as she heard that name. Tonya. The same friend who mocked her. The same one who triggered all this. At first, she never wanted to take the call. After hesitating for some seconds, she nodded. The nurse placed the phone by her ear. For a moment, neither spoke. Then Tonya's voice came through, calm, cold, and unapologetic. "Zara, I saw the news. If only you'd known you shouldn't have gotten yourself into that mess. You should have just managed the body God gave you. BBL isn't for everyone. Well, lesson learned, I guess." Instead of sympathizing with Zara, she let out a mocking laugh, the kind that cut straight through Zara's soul. The line went dead. Zara's body trembled. Her chest rose and fell in painful sobs. She thought she had a friend named Tonya, but no, Tonya had just shown her again that some people only pretend to care and secretly take pleasure in seeing you wounded. And the worst part? None of her once adoring fans showed up for her. She was left completely alone. The same people who once cheered her were now watching in silence, behind their screens, as if she had never mattered at all. That night, under the dim hospital light, she cried until sleep finally dragged her back into silence. And in her sleep, she dreamt of her old self, laughing freely, dancing in her living room, wearing her natural body with pride. When she woke again, she wished she could go back there, before all this began. Days turned into weeks. Zara's room became her world. 4 white walls, the smell of disinfectant, and the slow ticking of the clock. Her followers dropped by the thousands. Brands quietly pulled her contracts. Paparazzi photos of her hospital exit leaked online. Swollen face, loose hoodie, walking stick. People online called her a lesson in vanity. For once, Zara didn't argue. They were right, but not in the way they thought. Because now, she wasn't just healing from a surgery, she was healing from herself. When she was discharged, she went home and did something unexpected. She deleted most of her posts. Videos that had once made her millions of views disappeared one after another. By nightfall, her page was nearly empty. Her fans erupted. Some begged her to come back. Others mocked her again. But Zara didn't care anymore. For the first time, she wasn't chasing noise. She was chasing peace. Every morning she journaled. Every evening she read. Some days, she'd sit by her mirror and look at her scars, not with shame, but with quiet acceptance. Other days, she'd post about her experience and the lessons she had learned from it. She started replying to private messages from young girls who reached out and said, "Auntie Zara, I was saving up for surgery too. But your story changed my mind. Thank you for speaking out. You saved me." Each message broke her heart and healed it at the same time. It was then she realized her pain had a purpose. 2 months later, just when life had begun to feel calm again, her phone rang. It was a number she hadn't saved. She almost ignored it, but something told her to answer. She pressed the green answer button, and a shaky voice spoke on the other end. "Is this Zara Blaze?" "Yes." "Who's this?" Zara responded calmly. "This is Dr. Mensah from City Care Hospital. Your friend Tonya asked for you." Zara's heart stopped. "Tonya? What happened?" she asked. "She suffered a similar complication from a BBL procedure. It's serious. You might want to come." Zara didn't wait. She grabbed her jacket and rushed out. When she arrived, the nurse led her into a quiet room. There on a hospital bed lay Tonya, pale, weak, and trembling. Tubes ran through her arms. Her eyes were red from crying. For a moment, Zara couldn't speak. All the anger, all the resentment she once held vanished instantly. She moved closer. "Tonya," she whispered. Tonya turned her head slowly. When she saw Zara, fresh tears spilled down her face. "Zara, I'm sorry." Her voice was thin and fragile. The doctor stepped in, clipboard in hand. He looked at Zara and shook his head. "Her case is worse. The injection was done deeper. It's spreading. She might not recover fully." Zara's hand flew to her mouth. She sat beside her friend, holding her fingers gently. Tonya's tears fell harder. "I thought this body would make me happy," she whispered. "Now I can't even move without pain." Zara's eyes burned. "You'll be fine," she said softly. "You have to fight, okay? I want you to know that you're not alone." Tonya was surprised to hear those words. She managed a weak, trembling smile. "After all I said to you, you still came?" "Because I know what it feels like," Zara replied, squeezing her hand. "We both let the world tell us we weren't enough." For a long moment, the room stayed silent. Two women broken by the same lie, finally finding peace in shared pain. When the nurse returned, she found them holding hands, whispering prayers together. No cameras, no filters, no followers, just truth. A few weeks later, Zara decided to come openly and post a new video. No makeup, no music, just her, sitting in front of the camera with quiet eyes. "Hi, everyone," she began softly. "It's been a while. I want to share something that nearly cost me my life." She paused, breathing deeply. "I wanted to look like someone else, but I almost died trying. To every woman out there, please love your body. If you can't love yourself now, no surgery will fix that." Her voice trembled toward the end, but her smile was genuine. Within hours, the video went viral, again. But this time, for the right reason. Instead of mockery, the comments were filled with tears, empathy, and gratitude. "This is the Zara we missed. Thank you for speaking the truth. You're saving lives with your honesty." And for the first time in months, Zara felt light. Not because of fame, but because she had learned her lesson, and her truth had finally set her free. Yes, it's already strong and heartfelt. To make it smoother and more powerful, here's a polished version with the missing lines completed naturally. And now, she had come to know that jealousy creates pressure. Pressure creates choices, and sometimes those choices cost more than we expect. And she'd also learned that as humans, we should never let envy drive our decisions or let insults define our worth. For every one of us, please love yourself, heal yourself, and be enough for you. Don't change yourself just to please a world that will never be satisfied, because the same crowd that mocked your flaws will still laugh at your fall. What do you think of Zara's experience? Do you think she deserved what happened to her? Or was she simply a victim of social pressure just like Tanya? If you were in Zara's shoes, would you have done the same to stay relevant? Do you also think Zara did the right thing by forgiving Tonya after everything she did? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to African Tales by Emma Day for more stories that inspire, heal, and teach real-life lessons like this. See you in the next one.